Is that what you have to say about the Tea Party?
That's what I have to say about the Tea Party,
un-American,
Alex. Get out of my studio! Boom.
Get out of my country. Hey, LeGrand Alive, I'm proud to be an American, and this is
Will Bowman, and we are here today to bring you the news. N-E-W-S-I-S-H. What's in the news today, Alex?
OTEC buy local incentive programs.
Ba-boom.
Behind the streams.
Ba-boom.
And it's high time for us to vote on marijuana sales.
Maybe, if Christopher Jennings can get his 1,200 signatures. Only on your weekly Newsish Roundup. Brought to you by these, our sponsors. Boom, that was a good intro. Story number one for the evening. Oregon Trail Electric Cooperative has some new reasons for you to buy local. OTEC now has rebates both for buying locally and buying energy efficient. And this last week they stopped in and talked with us a little bit about what that means and why exactly they're doing it.
For our Buy Local program, it is for our members to purchase appliances, HVAC, whatever energy efficient program they're participating in, for buying that in Oregon Trail Electric service territory. So our service area runs from Burns to Elgin to, different points in between. Now, we may not all know where the border lies. So on our website, if you have access to the web, you can actually pull up our outage map that shows our service territory, and you can say, oh, I'm going to that town. I'll be in John Day. I want to go look at what they have. I'm going to be over in Elgin, and oh, let's go see what they have. So you can be anywhere in our service territory to purchase these appliances, materials for your project.
Oregon Trail Electric Cooperative sees great value in helping to build and grow our local economies because we are all a part of it. All of us are members of the cooperative, and as such, we feel that it is imperative within one of our core principles to help to grow and to help all of the customers and members that we have. And as such, we've tried to look for ways to be able to assist the local economies to grow, and that's why we've brought out this new program called the Buy Local program, to help incentivize our members to buy things that they could buy elsewhere, but to do so locally and to help to build things.
So how do you determine, if you don't mind me asking, how do you determine what is a local store? Essentially what happens is when a member of OTEC buys a new piece of equipment or materials for their new home improvement project, if they buy energy efficient and if they buy local, which essentially means if the purchase is made at a business which resides in the OTEC area of service, then energy rebates will be attached to that member's energy bill. So essentially what they are doing is giving you the opportunity to make some money back on your purchases if you buy them local and if you buy them energy efficient. So the example of how this process might all play out. One, you buy a piece of equipment, an Energy Star piece of equipment at a local vendor. Two, you keep the Energy Star logo that is on the guidebook that comes with that piece of equipment and the receipt of purchase. Three, you visit an OTEC office and fill out the necessary paperwork, and then they give you a rebate. So, Alex, what rebates does OTEC have available? What pieces of equipment can you get rebates on if you buy local, buy energy efficient?
Well, get out your energy efficient tablet because this list is long.
Very long.
Dishwashers, refrigerators, freezers, clothes washers, electric range oven and stovetops, electric hot water heaters, HVAC systems, commercial lightings, ag sprinklers, cattle foundations, variable frequency drives, windows, Northwest energy efficient homes, and smart thermostats.
Now, keep in mind, this does not mean if you just buy any of those pieces of equipment that you get money back on your energy bill. They have to be particular types and they have to be bought in the OTEC service area. Now, how do you know if your vendor is in an OTEC service area? Well, if you go to the OTEC website, you can find a map of the OTEC service area that will give you a general gist of where OTEC covers with their energy. So far, OTEC has given away almost $240,000 in 2018 for rebates on these programs. So to connect, call one of the local OTEC offices in John Day, LeGrand, Baker City, or Burns. And if you want to find out more about this, be sure to visit their website and check out what they've got going on. This story was brought to you by Alex. What is one of the other things that you and I have in common that, other than just being here on the stage doing the Newsish Roundup? You know what I'm thinking of?
The Union County Chamber of Commerce.
The Union County Chamber of Commerce. Way to be. Both of us do part-time work with the Union County Chamber of Commerce, and a cool thing in the Union County Chamber of Commerce goings on is that a couple weeks ago, the Union County Chamber of Commerce won an award from Travel Oregon for their recent series of commercials, You'll See Union County. Now, LeGrand Alive was not directly connected in any way with these particular commercials, but our parent company, Brent Clapp Media Services, was. Union County Chamber of Commerce partnered with Brent Clapp Media Services to create this series of commercial, and we traveled with them to Bend, Oregon in order to receive the award. After we got back, Brent Clapp, the owner and operator of Brent Clapp Media Services, decided he wanted to go back and do a video and show you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes and tell the story of what happened with this award. And we have that video here for you today, the first time it's been premiered here on LeGrand Alive. Suddenly this sort of idea hit me, and it was, you'll see, you see.
People sometimes ask, what is there to see? Well, just look around. I promise you, you'll see.
We were watching TV one evening, a Utah, Wyoming type commercial came on and horses are running and the drone or helicopter, whatever they were doing was on there, and it was beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And that literally stuck in the brain, and I would want to go there. I remember thinking that we live in an area that is as or more beautiful than this. We could do that. So that's where it came from. We were going to make a pact that everyone involved, every human being involved, and every possible component was going to be from local people. And it was really fun to partner with you, Will, and some others to say, who likes to go fly fishing? Who do we know? I got a guy.
Bob had expressed to me the two goals of these videos were first and foremost to reach out to the people of Union County. Now, the second audience was obviously, he works in tourism, so the people who are not in Union County, because he wanted to get them to come to Union County.
The daunting part of the whole situation was, could we deliver something that would be comparable to those beautiful commercials for a tenth of the budget? From a marketing standpoint, you have to create something memorable. You have to engage that viewer. And that is way more complicated and difficult than you can imagine.
And I came up with sort of a plan for shooting that involved shooting a bunch of different scenes in different cities around Union County on the same day based on their location to maximize the efficiency of our shooting. I was laying on the bed, I couldn't sleep, and suddenly this sort of idea hit me, and it was, you'll see, you see. And I was kind of like, okay, well, it's kind of an interesting concept. You'll see Union County, you'll see Union County. What this motto said to me was, there is something going on here in Union County, and if you just look around, you'll see it.
And the first time we released it on Facebook, we didn't boost it. We did not pay any money to have that go any farther than just our local community. The idea was our local community could get it first. They could get in their hands first, and if they believed that it was something that they could hold on to and say, this is quality, I am proud of this work, then we would have earned the right for them to share it. We saw this just beautiful, organic movement where people in the county started seeing it, and then it started trickling out, and they started sharing it, and it just went out all over the Northwest. And so then what we did is, after those 4 releases, we did come back and we put a little money into it, not a lot, but a little bit, to boost it, to get it into our target audience. We were looking for people who like the outdoors, who were backpackers and hunters, and people like to fish, and people who like the ag community and all that. And we started dialing that in, and then the results started coming in, and they were overwhelming. So we entered this into this contest, and we hadn't heard anything back for weeks.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the annual Governor's Tourism Conference.
We present the Outstanding Oregon Advertising Award to the Union County Chamber of Commerce.
There are so many people involved, it is very difficult to accept any credit for this whatsoever. We just had our small part in it. To sit at that round table and to hear the announcement of who won, get up on the stage, it was just, I think it was overwhelming to realize that this project that we had invested so much in, it was just such an honor and a blast to go over to Bend to the Governor's Conference at the River House Convention Center and just enjoy the moment.
We just kind of entered it casually. They mentioned Travel Oregon, and I was like, that's not a Travel Oregon award. Anybody in the tourism industry in the United States understands the high level of stuff that Travel Oregon does. I just really didn't grasp the significance of it. So then once I got the email, it's like, huh, what do you know? Even still, I had no idea what to expect. We show up at this dinner and up at this banquet, and this is a huge hall. I mean, there's probably 500 people seated at tables with a really nice steak dinner. I went into the banquet hall. We're seated there. Finally, I get kind of like a program for the evening. And I look at the program, and that's when I finally realize is that this whole deal is to present these 12 or 14 awards, and we're one of them. And it wasn't until then that it really set in that this is a big deal. And the awards that were listed, they were all of these different types of awards. None of them had to do with the award that we got, which again, the point of that is to help me understand that we were the only ones that were winning a video award that night. And that's when I finally figured out that this is a pretty significant thing.
We do have some that are teed up and on deck for the future. We've got a fall-winter commercial coming out, and it is a little different than I think people are going to be used to seeing. And then also we've been working on some short snapshots for this summer, as we move forward in the summer, that I think people are going to enjoy. So I would just say to the viewers today, just stay tuned. We've got some fun things coming out that I think they're going to like, but if they don't, they can tell us, and we'll retool it. No, I do want to say thank you to Brent Clapp Media. It has been a phenomenal experience to work and partner and to see the success, winning an award from Travel Oregon, the award from Travel Oregon. What an honor to stand on the stage with Brent Clapp Media, knowing that we are there representing the city of LeGrand, Union County, all the other cities that are in our county. To be able to represent that was powerful. And I'm very thankful that we have Brent Clapp Media in Union County, and hope that Brent Clapp Media is very, very successful going forward.
Now, as the video mentioned, there are some more future projects coming out of the Union County Chamber of Commerce. They have some winter commercial that is going to be coming out and premiering here pretty soon. Also, keep your eye out for some short snippet videos designed to capture the imagination of people to bring them to Union County. Also, a big shout out to Bennett Welch, who is the editor of the Behind the Streams video for Brent Clapp Media Services. He did a great job, and we are all really proud of him for how far he has come as an editor and as a video producer. This story was brought to you by our next story of the evening. Pot, is it hot or is it not? That's a question a lot of LeGrandians have been asking recently, including the city council and local business owner Chris Jennings, who owns and operates HQ, an arts and culture venue in downtown LeGrand. Chris is trying to raise 1,200 signatures to get the question of pot, recreational pot that is, back on the ballot this upcoming election. So Alex, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what is the situation that has kind of brought this on. What is Chris trying to do?
Right, so in 2014, Oregon voters passed Measure 91, which legalized the sale and possession and growth of regulated recreational marijuana.
Yes.
Yes. Because many counties voted against it by a wide margin, the legislature in the next session, 2015, decided that counties where the vote for marijuana was lower than the vote against marijuana would be able to ban the sale of recreational marijuana in unincorporated areas, and cities in those counties would have the same right within their jurisdictions.
Now, according to Chris, in the last election, LeGrand's popular vote voted for the sale of recreational marijuana. And the only reason that it was not allowed was because the county of Union County voted against the sale, and the city was able to use that clause in order to ban the sale in LeGrand. Now, according to other sources that we have reached out to, the general vote was in fact against marijuana, the sale of recreational marijuana, but only by a very narrow margin. But either way, the vote was not conclusive, and Chris believes that another vote on this upcoming election is in the works, and he's trying to gather 1,200 signatures for that to be the case. Recently, he got the approval, if he gets the 1,200 signatures, to get it on the ballot. Essentially, but what he said to me when I talked to him earlier today was that essentially this is not about the question of pro or against marijuana, pro or anti-marijuana. The question, as he sees it, is are our city officials going to allow the people of LeGrand to vote on this and for their vote to have an effect? He essentially said earlier, the city of LeGrand overstepped its boundaries and disenfranchised 50% of the people by flip-flopping because of the loudest members of our society. This isn't about pro or anti-marijuana. It's about our ability to vote on big issues like this. We want the ability to vote on it and for our vote to matter. If that's not possible, we're doing a disservice to democracy. So Chris is going to be out and actively gathering signatures for this to move forward. Now, if you're interested in knowing more or getting connected with Chris and his campaign, you can visit his Facebook page, Our Valley, Our Voice, Our Vote, and you can get connected with him in that way. Or you can head on down to HQ and connect with him there. LeGrand Alive is going to have more on this story next week. We're going to reach out to the city council and talk to them a little bit about their view on this particular issue so that we can keep you, LeGrand Alive, more informed on all sides of any particular issue. This story was brought to you by And that's our weekly Newsish Roundup. This Roundup was brought to you by these, our sponsors. I'm Will Bowman, and
I'm Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton. Happy 4th of July, La Grande Alive. Have a great time enjoying this week of fun festivities and patriotism. Please don't blow anybody up, and enjoy the rest of the content here on La Grande Alive, and stay tuned next week for your weekly Newsish Roundup. We'll see you next week.